Hi, welcome back. Yeah, it's Wednesday. I thought it was Tuesday. I didn't do an entry on Tuesday. Reason being, I did a long day at work, and in between, I spotted, you guessed it, a good deal on a guitar. Uh, yeah, a 12-string acoustic beauty. It came in its own hard case, which costs a lot of money, and I got it on a very good deal. I won't tell you how much it was because the lady who sold it to me, she probably inundated with better offers. Well, I've got it. Yeah, lovely 12-string acoustic guitar in its own hard case. A bit of an adventure to get it. Was supposed to go down to Ewell West Station. Now, this is a Ewell is a small town borough in Surrey. It's a 20-minute train journey from London Waterloo Station. Do they still call it London Waterloo International? I don't know. Anyway, it's from Waterloo Station, 20 minutes to get there. She mentioned in a text that something about Stoneleigh. So I thought, given that she lives in Ewell West, she lives close to Stoneleigh Station, which is the station before Ewell West. If I'd read the message properly, it would have said, when you get to Stoneleigh, give me a call or a text. I was very busy, so much to do at work. I just glanced at Texas Stoneleigh. So there I was, stranded at Stoneleigh, looking out for a silver Citroen SUV. Didn't see it. Got in touch with her and realised my mistake. Yes, it's something of a comedy of errors on my part. Something to tell the grandchildren many years from now. In fact, I've got plenty of stories for my future grandchildren, but that's another topic for another time. Anyway, yes, I got it. So it was a bit of an adventure. Then it was waiting in the cold. Suddenly after all that warm weather we had, it certainly turned grey and overcast. So it was quite a bit of a cold wait for the train coming back. To cut a long story short, I didn't get home till 9:30. By the time I'd showered, had something to eat, day was gone really. It was gone, but I'm very glad it was all worth it. Today, more the same. I mean, things are very, very hectic at the day job. I like to think acting is the day job. I still think of it as the day job, but one has to make a living. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. Although yesterday I did spot an email for a possible role in an online film. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in my last entry, but I recorded one. Well, no, I didn't record anything. There was a show reel there. I think I mentioned it in my Monday entry. If I didn't, forgive me. On another matter, yes, this is what you're seeing now is with the other entries is uploaded on my video channel on YouTube, or at least my presence on YouTube. But there are other ways to access it, so you might be accessing it from Twitter, Facebook, and Tumblr. I'd forgotten I had a Tumblr account till I was uploading the last entry I did. So there's various ways of watching it. I'm not sure how where you're watching, what platform you're using, but there's many ways of getting to me and watching this, or maybe that's may not be such a bad thing. I don't know. I'm doing a good thing. I mean, this video project began as a way of coping with self-taping. Now, to those of you who are not in the acting profession, self-taping, as it's called, is the whole new way of marketing yourself. Essentially, instead of going or traipsing along to an audition and doing your thing in front of the camera and in front of a group of people, that will be the casting director, maybe even just the casting assistant. So you may get a recall to do the same all over again with clients. What self-taping does, it puts the onus on the actor to self-tape what the requirements of the role. So one would have a script, you'd learn it, you'd be off book, meaning you memorize it, and you do your thing, just perform in front of your camera. It doesn't have to be um, you know um, you know a camera, you can do it through the smartphone. I'm doing this through an iPhone 6 and it seems to work. I have noticed that if I move away, certain words get lost in the ether. So, again, it's a learning process for me, and that's one of the reasons. Well, that is how the video diary project came about. It's just given me practice to be more comfortable in front of a smartphone. I'm pretty nervous in front of an ordinary film camera or camcorder, but once I get into the flow of things, I don't even know the camera's there. I'm aware it's there, but I don't pay it any attention. I give it no respect. I just do what is required, and if the director likes what I've done, then that's great. Well, a finished product, he would like it, because I will be taking direction from him. So yes, yes, self-taping. This is just my way of dealing with it and learning. I'm not sure if I'm still umming and ahhing. I noticed that in the earlier ones I've done. I'm hoping I'm improving, but there's only one way of knowing that, and that is for you people out there to tell me, advise me. Criticism is always welcome. Structured criticism, please, not the sort of bloody-mindedness that some people tend to do over the internet. Not sure why, but there you have it. Again, there's not much control one has over lighting. I'm looking at myself as I'm talking to you, and I can see a kind of glare, but on my, it would be on my left side. Yep, my left side. So yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. I mean, I'm in the kitchen of my apartment, so there isn't a curtain. I mean, there's net curtains, but there's nothing to block out the light. Other times, I've done it in here. I think it's the second time I'm doing it here. Lighting was perfect. Talking of lighting and places to record or self-tape, if you will, the first couple of entries I did at the place where I'm currently working. Funny enough, it is in the men's, what would you call it? What's a polite way of calling it? The restroom. For those of you from North America who watch this, or if you're just plain and common like me, then you just say the men's toilet. The funny thing about that particular place was that the sound, the lighting, the acoustics were perfect, and I'd be carrying on, doing my thing. People wandering, and I'm not sure who was more uncomfortable, them or me, but I remember turning around at one point and seeing a colleague there standing in the corner, so I had to kind of stop what I was doing and go over to him and say, this is what I'm doing. And he said, well, you sound very natural, which was nice of him to say so. But I decided not to do it there again. I think it's not making me too uncomfortable, but I think it makes other people uncomfortable as well. Also, I might be in the flow of something and I get interrupted, and then I have to start all over again. So, if I was honest, it was kind of getting on my nerves a bit. But in the comfort of my kitchen at home, I can wax away lyrically, as you probably noticed. So, what else can I tell you? Yeah, I've been getting emails from uh, an organisation called Talent Status. I used to get, I paid up to their service, and apparently I'm still on their website. Don't have a problem with it, but they send me. Well, there I go again. You can tell this is not scripted. I'm just going with the flow here. My profile is still on their website, and the casting I mentioned came via that site. So even though I'm not using their service, I'm still on their site. So I'm happy to be there. Um, so there I go. I mean, again, I'm thinking my train of thought. Literally, the thing was, there I go again. The thing was, a job came up, and I looked into it, and there seemed to be some kind of colour bar, or they didn't want black actors. I can't remember the exact process or what it was about, but I just decided, well, if that's how it's going to be, then I'm not paying to be turned down for a job based on the color of my skin. I've had enough of that through my life. If you don't want me, then that's fine, but don't kind of put it down to the color of my skin. I'd rather you just said I'm a bad actor, because that is subjective. I mean, who's telling you that you're bad? And if so, what have they done? What makes them so good? Now, if you're standing in front of Steven Spielberg, James Cameron, what's his name now? Is it Bob Howard? Rob Howard? Oh, the guy that directed Splash and the Da Vinci movies. I mean, his name was on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember it. And he's a major filmmaker, so I guess I won't be getting a call from him because I can't remember his name. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I just go with the flow generally. It helps me sleep better at nights. Back on the subject of guitars, will I be buying another one? Not for the foreseeable future. I've got an old acoustic one which I've had for years. Thought about getting rid of it and getting something better, an upgrade to a better. Well, I've already got a better acoustic guitar, so I might just use that for learning purposes, and then when I feel more comfortable in my playing my skill, I'll upgrade it to the other one and get a backup. But that's where I'm at the moment. The cousin I saw on Saturday, a nephew of his, is in hospital. Anthony is having his appendix removed, so I've seen some pictures of him in the hospital. He seems fine, but I'll be kept up to date on what is happening with him. I haven't seen Anthony since he was a baby toddler, but he's quite the man. He's actually grown. He looks quite big. Well, he's certainly muscular. But then his mum was tall. I think his father is tall as well. So that's where I am now. Talking of family, I finally got the phone number for my father. I think I might have mentioned that he retired to Jamaica and he had a stroke. I've heard that he's not too bad. There's no cranial bleed. His right side's not too clever. It's a bit weaker than it was prior to the stroke. But I have got a contact number for his wife, so at some point I will WhatsApp him and have a catch up. Again, it'll be another 20-year catch up because I haven't seen him since November, excuse me, November '98. So again, it's not that I didn't want to talk to him, but I didn't actually have his address for where his house is in Jamaica because he built his own house from the ground up. So I've seen some pictures from the outside. It's a really lovely house. So yeah, so that's what I will do at some point for this evening, as the apartment is in a flux of chaos due to not restructuring, more redecorating. I've got to move furniture around. So no gym for me this evening. I will be getting my workout, moving a chest of drawers and a wardrobe from one side of the bedroom to the other, and hoping not to do my back in. That's also going to be a problem for where I store my guitars, but again, tomorrow I'll be shifting everything back, so I will kind of organise them better than they are organised now. Lost count of, I've got two basses, I think it's got about four electric, and I've got two acoustic guitars. Yes, and I have been looking at Facebook Market again. I have seen a few items, but I think I will put that on hold. They don't seem to be selling, so they may be there in a few months' time. So when I feel like upgrading, I'll go back, or I might just go to the stores and get one. And there's also Amazon. But there's one thing I was wanting. There's a mandolin, to learn a mandolin, so that may be my next music project after I've mastered acoustic, electric, and bass guitar. So until my next entry, be good to each other, look out for each other, and try and make the world a little better. And we can all do that on an individual basis. So talk to you again soon. Take care now. Bye.